What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at BoxingEgo. Now, good news, in my opinion. It looks like they're putting together a PBC card featuring Errol "The Truth" Spence versus Chris Algieri. That's a good fight. April 16th. And then the co-main event would be champion Krzysztof Glowowski versus Steve Cunningham. So I guess Cunningham would be dropping back down from heavyweight to cruiserweight in that title defense. And I think that's a better look. I think Steve Cunningham, he's a good fighter, definitely a soldier. He's just too small for heavyweight. He's always in good shape, but in terms of actual mass and height and stuff like that, I don't think he's big enough to really beat anybody prime at heavyweight. You know what I mean? Luis Ortiz or Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, those guys are all just way too big, in my opinion, for him. So I think that's a good fight, dropping back down to cruiser. And of course, let's talk about the main event, Errol Spence Jr. versus Chris Algieri. Not 100% set in stone, still part of the Ego rumor mill. But the funny thing is this, if you go to my Instagram, as you guys know, I have a lot of posts. Let me scroll back down. I do the graphics and the Ego Matchmaker, which is, I got to do some more Ego Matchmakers because I'm definitely sure at this point that some of the right people are tuning in, watching the channel. I'm not saying I'm the only person behind this or whatever, but all I do know is a couple of weeks, actually it was a while ago. Damn, let me get to the post. As you guys can see, click on it. And I know for a fact there's tons of boxers and trainers, Mayweather Gym, all kinds of people that follow me on Instagram. So 9 weeks ago, I posted this. It was said, Ego graphic. I can't front. Wouldn't mind seeing this next. People want to see Errol Spence step up with a bigger name. Algieri has been in there with Manny Pacquiao, Ruslan Provodnikov, Amir Khan, and hasn't been stopped. If Spence could do that, that would be impressive. I want to see how Errol Spence handles a taller boxer who's working on his aggressive punching game with John David Jackson. Man down or nah? What's Al Heyman's Instagram? Make it happen. Hashtag Spence Algieri. Hashtag PBC. So 364 likes, some comments or whatever. And a lot of people agreed. And again, I'm not saying I'm responsible for this fight. However, you click on the next post, you guys can see Errol Spence Jr. liked this post. Right? And I said, my dude Errol Spence likes the idea of Ego Matchmakers. He's down for whatever. Shout out to Texas. Hashtag man down. So I know for a fact Errol Spence seen it because he liked it. And that's pretty much his verified Instagram account. So I don't know if possibly he seen it and liked the idea of it and reached out to his handler, Al Heyman. I don't know, maybe one of Al Heyman, you know what I mean? He has scouts and stuff. Maybe they seen something like that and liked the idea, or they just ran with it. So I'm glad. I don't care. I think it's a good fight for the reasons I said. Chris Algieri's been in there. He got destroyed by Pacquiao, but he didn't get stopped, and Pacquiao knocked him down 6 times. Ruslan Provodnikov had his eye looking like a cyclops. He did not get stopped, and he actually won that fight via split decision. And then he gave Amir Khan fits with his new trainer. So with John David Jackson behind him, I think it's a good fight. Plus, Errol Spence shows a lot of promise. We still got to see him in there with a name like Chris Algieri, and to me, Chris Algieri is a very good barometer fight for Errol Spence right now. And again, it's because of the competition that Algieri has faced in his last 6 fights or so. People like Chris Algieri and Diego Chavez, they're good barometers, meaning you can gauge somebody where Errol Spence is at based on his performance versus Chris Algieri. I would favor Errol Spence Jr., but Chris Algieri is the type of person, if you don't train right, have a bad camp or whatever, he could definitely pull it off. Same thing like a Diego Chavez. Chavez has been in there with Timothy Bradley, been in there with Brandon Rios, been in there with Keith Thurman. So that's why I was looking forward to Kell Brook versus Diego Chavez, which is no longer happening, because that will give me an indication of how good Kell Brook is. You know what I mean? And I think the same thing with Errol Spence. This is a telling fight, a taller boxer who's working on some of the brawling tactics with John David Jackson. Very good coach, very good fight, and it's on free TV. Thank you, Al Heyman. And it looks like that's coming April 16th. When this is official and confirmed, I will let you guys know and make a video about it. But remember where you heard it first. Ego graphics, Ego matchmaking. I'm about to start doing some more Ego matchmakers because there's a ton of fights that I've done that have actually come into fruition after it. So let's keep this boxing thing growing. Let me know what you think of this match, Errol Spence Jr. versus Chris Algieri. Drop it in the comment section. Make sure you like my video as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego, son. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.